constant innovation. I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. A little round of applause for Julien Carlier. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, Sam. Really impressed. So you are supposed to wear earphones, in the blue ones. And as Sam advised you, I would like to say hello to all of you here, but all of you remotes. Maybe you are a lot, maybe not. I don't know yet. We'll see that. What I want you to know is that I want this to be interactive. Even if you're outside of the room, you can interact with us. Come, don't hesitate. The first thing is we don't know each other. Now you know that I am Julien. I don't know yet who you are, so please go on the QR code and you will see there is a question that we are asking you is what is your name? And we will do a little, you are all connected, so when you're online is on your left side. So you know when you're on stage, when you say on your left side, you have to do it with the right hand. That's something strange, I know. On your left side, you have the application, and we are asking you to put your name, just your name, and we'll have the Glisser team here. We can say Henry, no, we Henry, not to be named. Oh, we have codes, some codes here. That's my QR code. Is my tricks a problem, Henry? Or ATL 21. Do you have all? You put your name? It's okay? You can put your name? I will put mine too. You know, two screens. Can we have a look to the names today and maybe to the names people remotely also? Huh? So we can say hello to everybody. So hello Baptiste, hello Milo, hello Patricia, hello Henry, hello Ben, hello Elizabeth, remotely probably, hello, hello Taklima, hello Serena. That's it, you know? Any other names? Do you want to make more? You know, I love that to trick the digital events. Digital and hybrid events can be really less engaging. And at the beginning of each story, of each session, when I speak, I love to say hello to people. And now I had this opportunity with Glisser, thank you, to thank you all by your name also with this little interactivity. Oh, there's new. Hello, Venda. Hello, no? Lucy, sorry, I missed this one. Okay, so now you know how to play. That's great because I want you to play with me a little bit. So I have a question for you. The first question I want to ask you is how many virtual and hybrid platforms are there in the world? Whoa. How many virtual and digital event tech platforms? So you have several answers, proposals. I mean, it might be 17, 37, 124, or 290. You make your choice. People online, you make your choice too. We play together. So I will ask to the team, can we see the results? Or maybe we wait a little bit. There is latency, you know, where you do digital events, but you are all experts. We have the 5 seconds latency. So as a MC, I am supposed to manage that correctly, not to say it. But as we are experts, we can share the technical part. Huh? So the result is, okay, so 50% of you think there are 290, 33% 124. So the majority is wrong. Our figures is 124. I said our figures. When I mean our figures is I am talking about SourceIt platform. So SourceIt is our platform to compare event tech, virtual and digital event platforms. And so you can see, we can come back to the slide. I am humble enough to say we don't know every platform yet. So 124 is the number of platforms that we currently have listed in our directory. We already know it is a fake news because we discover some platform today and yesterday here. We will correct that shortly. And we count on you also. You can help us to correct and to be accurate. This is the purpose of our platform, to be accurate. Ready to play a little bit more? Let's go. Second part, oh, it's the same figures. How many features do you think that exist within event tech platforms? Woohoo. How many features? Same numbers, 17, 37, 124, or 290. You online, you play with us, you know there is this 5-second latency. Yes, I know, I talk about it. So it's, I think today it's, the streaming here is 7 seconds or 8 seconds, if I am right, depending on your own internet connection, of course. Always happy to make educational courses about it. So I think we can see the result. You know, that's a way to manage it without saying it. We manage the latency. So usually when you're a good MC, you say, I think, and when I say I think, they close the vote. I think we can see the results. Please. So here are the results. Wow. Not that easy, huh? Okay, so the right answer is 290 as of today. And it is also fake news. We already discovered innovations on booth here that we don't have in our features matrix. We will correct that, of course, and we will be fake again, because innovation is really, really fast in our environment. You know that. Thank you for playing with me. If we look a little bit more in the features matrix, so we have created this matrix to help understanding these 290 features with chapters and pillars and sub-chapters and sub-items, of course. What you can see is the representation here of each pillars within the directory. So for the 124 platforms that we are listing, 64% of them have networking, interactivity, and engagement features. And this is probably the most important part today, engagement. This is why I am trying to play with you a lot, because engaging people in a room is even not easy, but engaging people there, outside, behind the computer, without any door for the politeness, you know. Well, there's no door even in the room, I know, but I can see you. So this is really difficult, and this is, and you all know this is the big trends, how to engage the audience. And this is not a big news to see that a lot of platforms, 64%, are having investment in this area. So that was the first part to know, to showcase a little bit more about the environment. The next thing I would like to talk to you is the features, the emerging features that we are looking as trends. And there are three. The first thing is everything that is called picture-in-picture. This has been for 1 year now. We've seen platforms enabling it step by step. It helps people, you know, where you are looking at your screen, you look at me. If you want to go into the program to see what is the next session, or can I chat with someone else, the video is put in a layer above the website, so you can navigate the website without stopping the videos. And this is quite interesting because it engages your participants into the both experiences. I want to continue to listen, maybe like a podcast, but I want also to continue my visits and to organize myself for the next journey. So this is the first one. The second one is live emoji. And I will share with you my favorites, probably tools for that in a few minutes. And this is how we can, you know, here we are hybrid. This means that when I talk to the people here in the room, not at you behind the scene or at your home, we have eye contact. This eye contact is energy and is feeding the speaker. And is not only feeding the speaker, but also giving me feedback, you understand or not, even if sometimes it's not really true. But you don't have this behind your screen. And emoji, live emoji, when you can share it, is the new standards to create this feedback, this energy feedback between the people participating and the speakers. And my advice is also to have the feedback for the speakers. Usually these emoji are only for other participants, attendees, and I love to have a feedback for the speakers so they can feel this energy of the attendance. The third emerging trends and features I want to talk about is automated breakout sessions. When I mean automated, You know, it's like Zoom and Teams have been also the big players in this innovation, when you can split all your audience into little teams. And this is automated. Why? Because we all are facing no-shows. So when you have 300 people registered, it will not be 300 people present. Then the automation is really useful to be able to split only people here attending into small groups that are really full. So that was the third trend. Last thing I want to talk about before we jump into the details of the buying process was something that I'm not sure I know how to tackle it. And with a lot of humility, we see a lot of all-in-one platforms, and we see also a lot of verticals. When I mean verticals, I talk about little tools that can be used in a lot of platforms that can be really useful, that of course must operate with platforms, and sometimes are bought by platforms. And that's the story and probably the life cycle of innovation. Small innovator bought by big players, but we don't know yet how it will end. And as of today, in the buying process, it is really difficult to find the platform that fits for all your needs, or maybe sometimes a tool that you love, but the platform you don't want to work with these tools. So it is something really difficult. As I said, I don't have any solutions. I am here just to say it is part of the complexity of the journey of buying. And I promise you my little surprise, my little tools, my heart tool. So I talk about SparkUp sometimes. I show you why, because this energy with the public is there, and this is a verticals that we've seen being used by a lot of platforms, or by organizers into platforms. But you know, a long speech is too long, so let's have a little video. Okay for that? Let's go. So I'm not paid by SparkUp. I have to say it before, sorry. I used to pay SparkUp for events I organize. I would like, for me, this is exactly the emotional impact that is so impacting, you know, energizing. When you are, so there are two things here. The first thing is you've seen the mosaic with all the people. You can be 10,000 attendees, they will do the mosaic. And they do the emotional feedback. You've seen the emotion jumping everywhere. And this is exactly what we are facing. There are verticals, there are little tools, and they are useful for this kind of thing. So I will advise, use it if you need this emotional feedback of your attendees. But that's a vertical, so you will have to deal with your platform. Can I implement it? And sometimes your platform will say, oh, you know, we are doing exactly the same, or quite, and not, but not yet. Okay, that's why it's my first introduction about complexity. It's still okay in the room? You can also ask questions. I will have a look to the question live, but also with Sam here, within the app. And we will take at the end the question maybe more liked. So if you have a question, it's better to ask it on the way. So at the end, you like the one you want, and we address it. How to find this right technology? Yes, Sam? Sorry.
Do you want to save it to the end? There is a question.
I'm okay to have question now. Interactivity is, okay. It's not me ruling the world, it's you. You rule my world.
Someone's asked, what is the most obscure feature you've ever seen in an event platform?
Obscure features. I never seen obscure features. I see confidential features that are probably, you know, that's the story of platforms. The story of platform is a story with clients. All of the platform has begun by clients asking with the needs. We need to do that. And what does it mean? It means that every platform has decided to have a features roadmap dedicated to their current customers and maybe to the vision of their founders or their roadmap product owner. And it makes every platform different because the trade-off, of course, we can do that and that and that. And the trade-off will be done by, okay, what is the feature we can sell? Because at the end, we need to earn money to sustain the business model. And so we've seen a lot of features that only one platform have. And there's a lot. So it's not obscure, it's relevant. They have done it because a customer wants it. But it is, they're the only one, so it is not a big market needs. I'm not sure I can mention things like this by heart, but I am sure that there's a lot. And that's why, you know, if I come back to one slide that I find quite relevant about that. When we've created this little infographic, we've discovered that the most used features chapter is 64%. That is not a lot. This means how diverse are the features matrix of each platforms. And this is something really interesting in this world to see. I would say, I'm sorry, it is not a bad word. I would say immature. We are in a world of immaturity. Virtual tech, virtual events, digital events, it's only 2 years of work, and what work, in what 2 years? But this is kind of immaturity. Immaturity not of the platforms, probably more of the consumers that we are. Immaturity of the client, of their needs, of intermediaries, of attendances. Who knows what is the best time slot for live? Is it the morning? Is it the middle of the day? We've done surveys. Okay, we have 33%, 33%, 33%. Woo! Make your decision. No, we don't know yet. We don't have science yet about everything. So that would be my answer. Today, when we created this presentation about finding the right methodology to source the right event, what we've done is we said we have to segment. Every event is different. So we created radar charts. Here is an example of radar chart that we've created for internal corporate events. And what we say is internal corporate events do not have the same requirements and needs in terms of features that external corporate events or than congresses or than trade shows. So we've created these charts, and here you can see, for example, that the three main parts for internal corporate in our view. First is security and transaction. And there you will see all the new world of the CIO. You know the CIO, this new guy that is now a stakeholder of events. He's never been stakeholder of events before that. But now with digital events, the CIO is a stakeholder, and you have to take care of everything he needs. Data management, security management, and that's for internal events is really important. So you have to take into account this, and a lot of platforms do have special features for that. That can be GDPR compliance, that can be also MTTR, you know, SLA, etc., etc. And that's a really important thing for internal events where confidentiality of the data is key. So I will not go into the details. You will find the details in the gift at the end because we play, so I give gift. We will talk about this later. The second part is digital live content, and within digital live content there is also the security issue. You know, when you do internal events, usually you talk about strategy, you talk about roadmaps, you talk about innovation, you talk about competitive benchmark. This content is really confidential. If your digital live content is spread out, public transportation networks like YouTube or like any public areas, is it really secure? I'm not sure. So you will have to be ready to discover with CIO, with technical guys, how the digital content is produced and transported for internal events. And that's for internal events. And the third part was networking and interactivity. We think that internal events, first rule is to motivate people to create engagement for year-long engagement about employee, and employee engagement has never been so important today when we are working remotely. So this is really important that we create common collective emotion. I don't say that the other parts are not relevant. I just say that what we've done is that we've tried to create the matrix of requirements with that and to check with all the 124 platforms which ones are fulfilling these requirements. And it is a matching. So for this one, for example, we have the top 5 matching between 75 and 86% of matching considering this requirement matrix. But you have your own matrix and you have to do your own. The result of the top 5 will be in my gift, the buyer guide that is for free downloadable, of course, with all the matrix and the results and the explanation that I am doing it very tiny now for you. Maybe we can play a little bit. I try to be exemplar, you know, with interactivity. You are ready to play? You all have the interaction activity app? I see new people here. Come, have a seat and play with us. It is, yes, it is nice to play together, if you want.
Might get that QR code back up. Anyone who's just joined, QR code is there.
No, I have the QR code. I have it there. No, don't have a look to that. Not yet. I have it.
Here we go. That one's got the code at the top.
So you can play with it.
GLSR.live, ETL21 is the code, and then you can find the blue stage.
So the question I want to ask you is, what is SSO? What does SSO mean? You all know SSO? You know SSO?
I didn't.
Single sign-on. The answer is here, but so can we have a look to the?
I guessed that.
Can we have a look to the answer for the audience? Yes, we can. That's perfect. So we will have in a few seconds. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. The answer, and the answer is.
Here we go.
Wow.
Whoa.
So 91% know what it is. So this is exactly an example of features that is really important for me when I am trying to source a platform for internal events. Single sign-on will mean UX, user experience, really smoothly for your participants because they will use their username and password of their day-to-day work at work. And of course, security management is also better. You can log secure access, etc. I will not go into details. I see that you already all know everything. Simple and secure onboarding was nice. And super sophisticated object was, of course, a joke from me. I'm sorry for that sometimes. So I'm happy to play with you. Thank you again. Let's go for the second matrix. The second matrix I wanted to highlight today, and that will be my last, but is exhibition and trade shows. And you will have it on the screen in a few seconds. I can promise it. Excellent. So in this matrix, you can see that the global area of the map is a lot more. Of course, because when you consider trade shows and exhibitions, this is their day-to-day work. It is their business model, and the events, all the data of their community is within the tools of their events. So we have focused on digital live content, and maybe I will explain that. Of course, on sponsoring and revenue generation and online registration. I will go by priority, a growing priority. The first thing is marketing, online registration. Of course, when you do events and trade show, you need data. This is your business model, collecting data and selling data and segmenting it. Okay. But then you need revenue generation. And revenue generation for exhibition and digital exhibition, it's really complex. Does any of you try to sell booth online? Okay, it's quite complex because visitors does not go on virtual booths. You know, you don't go to corridor. Here you go for a coffee, you meet people, sometimes hardly going with you, sometimes smoothly. But in the physical era, booths does exist. In the virtual era, it is really complex. And there we go to digital content. Because the only way to sustain revenue generation and revenue streams is to include more exhibitors into digital content. And so you need a platform that will be able to do this and to share data with the exhibitors. I will not go into details because you are not all exhibitor organizer. I just wanted to highlight these radar charts. You will find everything about the chart in the buyer guides that I will show you in a few minutes. I think maybe we can play a little bit more, no? Allez. Oh, sorry, I'm French. Allez, allez, allez. Let's play a little bit. So I have a question, really quick question. Do you want more radars? Online? Here?
Do you want more what?
More radars? More radar charts like this. We do internal, corporate. We've done trade shows. I hope the question is yes. The answer is yes. I hope. Are you kind with me? Okay. I think we can have the answers. Yeah, it popped it up. I answers myself. 100% yes. Thank you so much. I applaud you online here. So how to have more radars? It is really easy. You just have to download the buyer guide.
Nice.
So our buyer guide, we have an exemplar here. It is really focused on how to help planners and organizers. So we have different radars about internal corporate events, external corporate events, trade shows, congresses, and every time we focused on different content. And every explanation I told you about security, about digital content, is explained there. It's more educational content, so really I hope you will enjoy it. I cannot explain every pages now, so that's why I am here to show you a little tips about that. It is for us the opportunity also to launch the Sourceit platform that I presented also through the 124 platforms we are listing. So we are a comparison platform. But I said it before, maybe a long speech is not very good, maybe it's better a small video, really small. Of course it's promotional, but we are so proud of it that I am okay with promotion with you. Let's go for it. Voilà. So I'm really happy to ask all of your questions now and to give you this buyer guide or more if you need. Sam?
Thank you, Julien. My question, I was going to say, this has been possibly the least salesy presentation that I've seen in the last 2 days. So I was actually going to ask you, what is it that Source does? But you've shown us the video. So you're like rather than a venue finding broker, you're an event apps.
Yeah,
platform.
We compare platforms. So as I said, 124 platforms as of today, which is not relevant now, but it is our accuracy is growing and growing, and we compare it within 290 features.
Wow!
So it means that you can, with one click, see which platforms does what features, or just source. And you know the matrix I've shown you. You can make your own matrix. You select the features you want, and we create you a matching which platform match the best for all your metrics.
And how does it work financially? Do you get a commission, or are they members? Are they members of? Do they sign up to be on there, to be listed?
So we want to be accurate for planners and for
non-biased.
people. So it is free, of course, for searching, for comparing. It is free for being listing. Every platform are here for free.
Wow.
What we do is, of course, we collect data.
Yep.
It means that you can search, compare several times without data.
Okay.
And after some search and comparison, we will ask for your data.
Yep.
And then for people and buyers, vendors, platforms that are free, we will collect the data, but give them 7 days later for demos, unless they take subscription. So it's a yearly subscription or monthly subscription to have real lifetime data.
Great. I love it. Well, is there any other... Oh, we got one. We got one. We got a live one. Hang on.
What?
We have a question through Glisser.
Yep.
Just 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Question is there one feature that you think is the most important across all event types? What's one feature that is needed across all events?
if we talk about all-in-one platforms, the features that is really the most important and is the UX of your conference center. So you know your conference center can be physical or digital. It can be a website. And that will be the user experience of that. So this user experience means no login password complexity. It means magic emails, means single sign-on. Everything that you will do to create a smooth experience for your participants. But it is really difficult to answer that because there is no really generic events. Sometimes the small events would be different than a big internal or corporate. So if I say just one magic word, easy for me, is UX, user experience. That's the central key for every platform.
Awesome. Anyone have a question that they wanted to shout out? Nah.
Thank you.
All right, round of applause for Julien. Thank you, Julien. That was great. And we are back in 15 minutes. What's happening in 15 minutes? Here we go. Getting towards the end here. It's 2:15. Oh, cancelled. No, we're not back in 15 minutes. Or is that the name of the... It says cancelled. Where are we now? Essential insights to fuel your event strategies. I don't know, genuinely don't know if that has been cancelled or that is part of the title. It has been cancelled. So I'm done for the day. I'm out of here. Well, there was a band called Cancelled, but they never went to their gigs because it said at the pub, who's playing on a Monday? Cancelled. It's a terrible name. See you later. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of the show. I'm out of here.